Yo, what the fuck is up, guys? It's your boy Scrinks back again, this time only to complain about small businesses and how they operate in America. So, first things first, I currently work for a small business. I am currently, employed. Well, I guess not really employed because of, I don't know, whatever reason. But, small business, I'm all for. You know what I mean? I know it's pretty much essential. Nobody gets rich overnight, and small business is, part of core America and part of what everybody is doing in life. Now, let me just preface this by saying I'm not gonna knock anything that they do, or anything they stand for. More so that I'm just mocking the fact of what they do is usually either highly illegal or out of place and out of character. So, for this place I'm working for currently, they called me and they were like telling me that if they wanted me to stay around after, like I guess work interview, which if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like they make you work for a day, they'll pay you for that time, and it's just meant to evaluate your skills and sort of like show the company what you're able to do and if you're able to perform the work that they do. And so, those are usually only like a one-time thing, and I guess the exception this time is just that it wasn't supposed to be a one-time thing, and they didn't tell me that. Um, so this is a kind of general construction position, kind of like you're just doing very like basic installation, right? So, the interview was super. I guess that like work interview thing was only supposed to last maybe a day, maybe two. I was really unlucky, but it's been closer to about 13, 14 days, and this is the second time that I've gone for a small business, and it's just kind of, I'm seeing a trend that I'm not liking whatsoever. That trend being that there's certain things that, like this specifically, I haven't signed any paperwork. They haven't seen my social security number. They haven't seen my ID. All they know about me is that I have a phone. And that's what they use to contact me, obviously. It's just my phone number. And so, after all this time, I'm just, at this point, I'm asking, am I hired? When can I expect to sign my paperwork? And, all that kind of stuff. And it seems like everybody in this company, or anybody really, just in general, in a small business, is always on the fence. You know what I mean? It's always super indecisive on the company's part, or super confusing on the company's part. Now, there's also rules outside of just the employment side of things. You know, if you're going to be classified as an independent contractor, you have to, the company can't set your schedule outside of reason, or you have to bring your own I guess materials and tools. um Now I was just calling the company, and I was trying to see, again, trying to see if, one, I was hired, and two, when was my paperwork signing gonna happen? All of which, you know, every time I ask, it's just kind of a flaky answer. And this isn't just the only exception. This isn't just the only company that's done this. The other small company I used to work for, well, I guess tried to work for, did the same exact thing, where I literally worked one day, and I went there. They didn't pay me anything. So I worked for, I think it was like 9 hours that day. It was super heavy construction work. And so when I had finished, they told me they'll call me at the end of the day to get my information for billing or whatever. And they just they ended up just never contacting me, and the guy had blocked my phone number, and I guess he just kind of got labor, like just 1 day's worth of free labor from a skilled carpenter. And so at this point I'm kind of super 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 on the fence of, you know is this how small businesses run? They're just not, following any sort of laws that are in place for whatever reason. I mean, I just you'd figure that things like this would be so much more easy to follow and so much more, kind of a no-brainer to do. And it's just not looking that way. Like another thing is if you guys don't know or aren't familiar with the OSHA laws for general construction, you know, you're supposed to have fall protection above 6 feet for general construction. And this company currently, they were struggling bad with this because, like, I guess any of the guys there weren't, I guess, educated on the fact that, there's certain things in place. There's a reason why things are done a certain way to prevent all of the, I guess, hazards that could happen. And this is like I guess you're kind of on the roof a lot, and so you'd be up like 30, 40 feet in the air on, like a 2 or 3 story house, and they just weren't using fall protection. Nobody was wearing any hard hats, nobody was wearing any safety vests, nothing. It was just kind of like you just walk up there, and if you fall, you get hurt. Cool. There's no, I guess a lot of these people are getting paid as either independent contractors or just under the table. And I guess if you get hurt, you're just kind of fucked because you're not officially hired. And if you are officially, I guess, hired, it's more of a 1099 kind of like a independent contractor. So you have to provide your own insurance for whatever. I'm starting to see like companies just using this as sort of a loophole to, you know, screw over anybody but themselves for anything. I guess they're just trying not to be liable for anything that may or may not happen. And I think that's super scummy. And I know that it's not the first time that a company has done this, a small business has done this. And I know that small business is very essential. I know that it's, people are trying to make a living off of this. I just have a big problem with people trying to, I guess, abuse the fact that they are now a business owner or a boss or anything of that sort. It just, I don't like the way that things are being handled. You know what I mean? There are certain rules, and after so long of, being used to working with those rules, that you shouldn't have to worry about whether a company is going to follow state regulations and laws or not. And if they don't, I mean, what can you do other than, the newest addition to the team or whatever, report you to the Department of Labor or to OSHA themselves. It's just kind of very annoying and very hard to deal with any sort of company that does this sort of thing, because anybody that's been there for any length of time is already accustomed to what they're doing, and they're already, very aware, painfully aware, in fact, that at the end of the day, whatever happens to them is all your fault, because without any actual documentation, it's the company can't be liable for anything other than the fact that you are using their equipment. Now, I think this is super, super, super just. It's a bad look for small business because I'll be the first to say that I myself don't typically support small businesses. In fact, I know that I don't like to support any business because if they're making profit off of me, I just feel like I'm being used for my money, which is clearly what business is all about, but I just have this sort of, if I don't need it, I'm not going to buy it, and if I can find it cheaper somewhere else, I'm definitely going to go somewhere else. I don't care if it's a small business, I don't care if it's a big business. You know, if it's from a reputable source and it's cheaper than, you know, whatever I was gonna do beforehand, 100% I'm gonna go with that cheaper option. Anyway, this has been your boy Skrinks. Well, on the fence with small business, and I don't know. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video about small business. If you did enjoy, or if you agreed with anything I said, don't forget to like and comment, as well as subscribe. It really, really helps my channel out. Getting a little bit more exposure is all I need to, you know, sort of get my message out to the world. Anyway, thanks guys, have a good one.